So, since I didn't get a chance to post yesterday because I had a couple of appointments of things that I had to take care of in town, I want to go ahead and do the second devotion for today, and then that'll get us caught back up on our dates. The Bible says in Proverbs 26 and in verse number 11, "As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly." This is one of the most graphic, memorable verses in the entire book of Proverbs, and that's intentional. You see, God uses strong imagery because some lessons require strong reminders. Sin isn't just wrong, it's harmful. A dog goes back to something that made it sick. It's natural for an animal, but it's unnatural for a person. God is reminding us that sin isn't just bad behavior, it's spiritually toxic. It damages us, yet without wisdom, we find ourselves drawn back to the very things that hurt us to begin with. You see, folly is a cycle unless we break it. The verse doesn't just talk about a fool doing something foolish, it talks about him returning to it. That's a pattern, that's a loop, and it's a cycle. Many people live stuck in cycles they never deal with, returning to the same arguments, falling for the same temptation, sabotaging themselves in the same way, making the same decisions and expecting different results. You see, wisdom lets us see the cycle. Humility lets us admit it. God's power lets us break it. You see, God calls us to growth, not repetition. Folly keeps pulling us backward. God keeps calling us forward. There is a reason that Jesus said, "Go and sin no more." Not because he expects perfection, overnight or any other time, but because he does expect progress. You see, the Christian life is not about never failing. It's about not returning to what God has delivered us from. So the question is then, what am I tempted to return to? You see, this verse pushes us to examine ourselves honestly. What habits do I keep picking back up? What attitudes do I run back to when I'm stressed? What relationships or environments pull me into old patterns? If God showed you it was poisonous, don't go back looking for a taste. The verse is a warning, but it's also an invitation. God says you don't have to live stuck. You don't have to repeat the same mistakes. You can walk in wisdom. Through Christ, we are not dogs returning to vomit. We are new creatures, called to walk in newness of life.